so often. And now for the intro.
All right, Kurds, welcome back to episode 2 of the CheezCast. And yes, we're calling you Kurds. So this is kind of like a bonus little fun Christmas episode. And we kind of had the idea of talking about like Christmas memories or like anything along those. Yeah, roasting over an open fire.
Over an open bin.
A bin?
Chestnut. Have you? Okay.
Gyat nuts roasting over an open bin.
Oh my god.
Gyat nuts roasting over an open riz.
We're like a few seconds in and you just said gyat nuts.
I'm sorry.
What even is that?
I
Please
don't know,
explain.
I can't explain what that is because I honestly,
You said
to
it.
God, have no idea what gyat means. Just no clue.
Do you guys want to share your favorite Christmas Spider-Man memory?
Specifically Spider-Man?
Spider-Man
I did used to have a
related.
Spider-Man blanket.
What's that?
I used to have a Spider-Man blanket I got for one Christmas that I had for years and years and years.
What happened to it?
I threw up on it.
Did you have to get rid of it afterwards?
Yeah, it was a lot of throw up. Dude, it was a really bad night, and I puked all over it. My mom didn't even bother. She just threw it out.
I so hate that for
I
you.
completely understand. It was horrible.
Were you a child or were you an adult?
This was 2 months ago.
Okay.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
like when did you get it and when did you throw up on it
I think like
and have to get rid of it afterwards?
it may have been like 2004, between
I was
2004
gonna
and
say
2006 when
14.
I originally got it. And
Okay.
I think it was probably like 3 years later, about the time that I threw up.
Damn, you didn't even get to spend that much time with the Spider-Man
It
blanket.
felt like ages. I had it forever. That was my go-to blanket. It was awesome. It was the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man blanket too.
How much
okay.
did you puke on it to make it unsalvageable?
What did you puke on?
I only remember the first like 3 pukes, to be honest.
It stopped after
It was
3.
pretty bad. I haven't ever been as sick as I was that night since then. So,
Were you
Is that
just
true?
well,
I
did
don't think
I
that's
got
true.
food poisoning. I think like last year,
No.
but I still think that
In
wasn't near as
almost
bad.
20 years, you have not gotten more sick?
Not to that extent. No.
I think that's a lie.
do you
Is there a specific time you know about it, or you're just saying arbitrarily you think it's a lie? Because I really don't think that I've gotten to the point where I've thrown up that much.
Have you
since
not
then.
gotten like drunk
got
enough to
food
throw
poisoning.
up enough?
Oh, I did get blackout drunk a couple times last year.
But
that is true.
did that lead
But I
to...
don't feel like that was worse, to be honest, because like when you're a little kid and you're puking that bad, it feels pretty horrible. But like
I
when
think
I'm
it feels pretty horrible.
When I got
I think it
blackout, you
feels
don't remember
worse.
half of that.
But this is
Sure.
worse because you remembered it and you lost your favorite
And I
blanket.
lost to Tobey Maguire's
That would
Spider-Man
be the
blanket.
worst
Were
part
you
of it.
puking so much that you like were using the blanket to like
Yeah,
catch it?
I used it like a trash bag.
Wait, did you wake up throwing up?
Yeah, I woke up to the first puke, right, and then it just.
That is the worst. I
That's
hate
really
that.
bad.
I
I-
hate that
it
for
had
you.
a pillow with it too that I really liked, and I had to get rid of that too. So.
And that's one of your favorite Christmas presents?
Favorite Christmas Spider-Man memory?
Oh,
was
that's
the question.
that's what the
Yeah.
question was. Okay. What if we were
Thank you
to
for clarifying that.
What if we were to find like that same
If you
blanket
could
on, like,
somehow
eBay or
manage to
something?
find that exact blanket,
Yeah.
I'd kill
Oh,
myself. No, I'm
We
just-
didn't just we're not just looking for that
That'd be
blanket.
wild if
we
you could
found
find that blanket in good condition.
we planned this, but we found the original blanket.
We found
puke
it.
and all.
You didn't
and
even
it's-
know that I-
We're bringing it in right now.
Bringing it in.
That thing would be
I
so
looked forward
gross,
as
dude.
if there was a camera set up right in front of us. We're bringing it in.
Yeah, we're bringing. You're just looking straight forward. I think it would. That'd be pretty wild if you could find even just like the actual blanket,
I will look into that.
not the one with puke, but like
If
A
I
blanket.
if I found that, it'd probably be way overpriced, and I'd probably keep it for
100%.
myself.
Yeah,
I don't know if I would gift it to anyone.
I would just.
If
be
you bought it,
surprised.
you would just keep it.
Yeah, yeah.
If I could find it, I'd just get it for myself. That's it. That's the entire thing.
I don't know if I have.
There's
a
my
favorite.
Spider-Man memory. So
I don't know if I have a
Please.
favorite Spider-Man related Christmas memory because I associate Spider-Man more with the summertime.
I thought so until the reason I asked this question, by the way, it's kind of a loaded question. Just to transition into that, I just for the first time am playing Spider-Man.
You're just
on
now
PC.
playing.
It is so good. Oh my
It's
god,
awesome.
I have never. I just wanted an excuse to talk about it. I've never been. I don't want to only say controversial things, but I've never been a huge Spider-Man fan. Like it's never been my favorite superhero. Playing this game, I'm really it's really hard to not love Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Because in the great words of IGN, it makes you feel like Spider-Man.
I think it's
Those
like
aren't
the
words.
best.
I know the words you're.
No, the IGN review, that was about Miles Morales. That's the one you don't want to quote.
There you go.
I'm
I was
not
going to
quote
say
that
the
one.
Miles Morales game, that's actually set during Christmas. So you got to hop on that before the month ends.
Yeah, I will. I have to finish.
I guess that would be
Spider-Man.
mine.
That is playing Miles Morales.
Playing
or-
Miles Morales. That was back in 2020. So that was like just a light at the end of, I guess, the tunnel that was 2020. Not really, because it kind of kept, it didn't really stop there.
It didn't get that much
The
better.
nightmare didn't end there.
No, it didn't end.
kind of kept going. There's a few ups and downs, but I think the nightmare still continues. But in that moment, playing, Spider-Man Miles Morales, because at the time, I had like a projector set up in my dorm that I thought was awesome. The lighting on it was so shit. I
How-
guess that would be.
How robust is Miles Morales? Like the game. I don't feel like I've seen.
I
much
thought
of
you
it.
meant the man.
Yeah, I was about to say, like,
kind
what
of
do you-
lean. Like,
It's
What do you
That's
mean
not
by
what
that?
I
He's
meant,
a
like-
teenager.
the game itself. Because I know like the first one, there's a lot of content. The second one, there's a lot of content. But I feel
Miles
like
Morales is basically a DLC.
Yeah.
for the first one,
What?
yes.
Oh, the first game, yeah.
bro's stupid.
Dude,
I'm a normie when it comes to video games. I can only
I just
have...
said for the first one. You're like, you're the one that said DLC.
I thought you
He's
were
such a
saying
normie,
the first
doesn't know
Miles
1 and
Morales. I was going to say there's not another. There should be Spider-Man 2 could kind of count as like an unofficial sequel to Miles Morales.
because you play
It's
as both.
kind
of
of
them.
an
play as
official
both.
sequel to the first game, though.
It's
This is
double.
this is so dumb.
I was just curious. I didn't know if it was a DLC or if it's own
It might as
standalone.
well be, but it was sold as its own game. But
Yeah.
I think Insomniac was pretty clear that it like don't expect it to be on the same level as Spider-Man PS4. Are you playing the version with the redesign?
Yeah, that's because I'm playing on PC, so
remastered
that's
one,
the
yeah.
only version that I got.
I've gotten over it. I've moved on, but
Still pissed about it.
Still so useless. But like at the same time, like as the second game was coming out, I mean everybody, including Yuri Lowenthal, was like, "Come on, y'all gotta get over
You
it.
guys gotta let's just
Y'all gotta move
forward.
on." And yeah, going into Spider-Man 2, you get used to it.
Honestly, I don't have that big of an issue because I really don't feel like you spend a lot of time. I feel like you spend more time with Spider-Man than Peter Parker.
I would hope so.
Like,
They
I
should make a version where you just play the Peter Parker stuff. I stole that from an Impractical Jokers bit. That's not an original
it's
joke.
not. It's a stolen joke.
Their game pitch was just the Clark Kent stuff. It was Superman. So
She's just a journalist.
Yeah, it's just working like a
That
9 to
honestly,
5 job.
well, being a journalist could be an interesting game on its own.
But also,
I
being
wouldn't want
having
to
a
think
hobby.
that I'm like playing a Superman game though.
You're just
disguised
role-playing
as a-
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you are a journalist, in that case, that actually is life.
What?
I think I get it. I think I understand.
I think we need to address the elephant in the room here. Zach, you told me that you saw
Wicked.
it.
I did finally see Wicked since the last time we talked.
Yeah.
And gotta say, worse than I could have possibly imagined.
Oh, dude.
So much worse.
Oh my.
Zach.
I went in
Zach.
being like, man, they've hyped this up. I'm going to give a musical a chance. I'm going to love it. I'm going to enjoy it. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to conquer my fear of Wizard of Oz. 'cause
Cock your fear.
I'm going to cock my fear of Wizard of Oz.
I'm gonna punch your
Conquer
fear
my
right in the
fear of
cock.
Wizard of Oz.
You're gonna cock the Wizard of Oz.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I was.
Good. That
I was.
would
That's
get
what
over
I
your
was
fear.
going there determined to do, and honestly, went in there and left crying, but not because the movie made me sad. In the sense that that's what they were going for. It made me sad because it sucked.
Didn't you give it a 6 out of 10?
I did.
How bad could that be? It's like, dude, that movie sucked. It's like, well, what score would you give it? Probably 6.
Probably 6 out of
That
10.
movie was horrible. I gave it a 9.
That's like the opposite of mine. I'm like, oh my god, I loved it. It's like, what's your score? 7.
I don't know.
This is
The
the
more I've
greatest.
thought about it, I did give it a 6 initially. I'd probably just drop it to like a 5. It's pretty mediocre. It's not horrible. It's not great though.
You know, this reminds me of a video that I saw the other day of a guy ranking every female character in Marvel Rivals, and if they didn't show their butt,
Specifically just
well,
female-
this is what he said. If they didn't show their butt, he was like, okay, disqualified, but I like the outfit. It's a 10 out of 10.
Disqualified?
Like, everybody that didn't show their butt got disqualified, but they also got a 10 out of 10 for design.
Jesus Christ.
So the lowest and highest score.
They
That's
were
what
all
this is.
10s?
This is you being like, was the worst movie ever. I hated it. I give it a 10 out of 10.
I didn't give it a 10 out of 10. I literally gave it a 5.
5 out of
Sounds
5.
like worse than you could imagine. You gave it a pretty modest score, I'd say.
It is pretty mad.
5 out of 10. What's a 5
I
out of
did
10
go into
I
that
gave?
over exaggerating it, but I do think it's. I'm still not a fan. I hate musicals.
What did you think about Ariana Grande's performance in No One Mourns the Wicked, specifically when she's looking at the big statue of the Wicked Witch burning, and you see that look in her eyes?
I thought that was pretty intense right at the beginning of the entire movie to see a witch being
immediately-
burned. I thought that was wild.
I immediately thought of The Wicker Man.
the Wicker Man.
That's
That's
immediately
the
what I
first
thought of. Starring, not the Christopher Lee one from the 70s.
No,
the
starring-
2006 classic starring Nicolas Cage.
I say that guy, but I'm just gesturing to you and the pillow. You can make your assumptions there.
I don't do anything
What
with
is the real
pillow.
Nicolas Cage?
What is the real Nicolas
You
Cage?
or the pillow is what I'm trying to say.
You know,
We'll never know.
that's where I'm heading that. I was gonna start playing with that, but
Oh,
I
the
would
lips?
get too distracted. I one time made it into the shape of a jack-o'-lantern, and I called it the Nick Cage lantern.
That's what I'm talking about.
Can you prove that right now?
Nah, I don't wanna.
Nicolas
It's not
Cage.
Halloween, dude. It's
Okay.
Christmas.
Zach, what would make Wicked a better movie in your opinion?
Not being a musical.
Okay, if it was just a movie.
If it
with
was
no
a sole
songs.
movie and there were like no songs, I think I'd enjoy it a lot more.
What do you think about?
What? What is that face, dude? Explain.
No, wait.
Explain
I just want to build this. Okay, so
Okay,
there's
yeah,
no
no, go ahead.
music. It's part 1 of 2. That didn't bug you.
And doesn't exist.
Oh,
That would make it.
That makes more
I was.
sense.
My goal was trying to. I'm like, how could I
Get
in
me
your
to say
mind
that-
get you to make a good version of Wicked? It doesn't exist. So,
I was gonna
yeah.
say Wicked without the music. That's like saying like, man, this Sharknado movie's pretty terrible. It'd be better without the sharks.
I don't.
That's literally the Spider-Man game, but you don't play as Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
Can I get a Wizard of Oz / Wicked movie with no musical, no singing?
No
With
music.
no singing.
I mean,
and
at that point, that's just Oz the Great and Powerful with James Franco.
I bet you would love that movie.
I don't know what that movie is.
I think
You'd
dude,
probably prefer that.
you might have to watch that before the next one. We might have to all watch that and give our.
I
thoughts
wanted
on it.
to rewatch it before going to see Wicked, but now Disney Plus is doing the stupid password sharing bullshit,
Oh yeah.
and I think Max is doing that next.
As
Anyways,
soon as Max
What's
does
the
that,
password sharing stuff? Like you can only share so many.
you can't share it all.
you
Oh,
have
It's
to,
like the household.
Everyone has to have their own account. If you're not on the same like
See,
Wi-Fi,
you know,
can't do it.
like
Yeah.
that the healthcare CEO that got assassinated.
That was the best intro, honestly. That was
Calling
way
him
better than what
Kurds?
I did.
Also, did
I
he
don't
tell you he was
remember
going to
the
do that or no?
No,
Okay.
I did actually.
you told me that you were gonna.
Yeah.
You told me that you were gonna call our fans Kurds.
Actually-
I didn't know that you were gonna
Oh,
be
yeah.
like, "What up, Kurd?" I didn't know you were gonna do it like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did say I was going to call it the fans Kurds, which might be stealing from another YouTube channel, so I apologize.
Do we know that?
I don't know for sure.
Okay,
But we
could call
share.
them the
They
cheese.
could all be Kurds on both fronts.
Could they be Cheetos?
We might get sued by.
That's
That's another
actually-
straight up
that
that's
that one's
fair.
probably
copyrighted
worse.
name.
What would be like a good like name for?
Sargento.
Maybe if it's
Sergeant-
the Swiss cheese, we could just call them the holes.
I actually
The
don't mind
holes.
that. Like, what up,
But
holes?
we'll kind of slur it so it'll be the hose. But we're
Dude,
just saying
Dude,
holes.
that's a little like insulting. Okay,
The
calling our fans a bunch of
It's
hoes.
insulting to actually. It's probably more insulting to call them holes after the worst movie ever made for real.
You actually
Holes.
hate holes?
Oh, I
Yes.
hate that
Why
movie
do you hate
too.
holes?
Never seen it. Never will.
It's the
ever
most
dug a hole?
boring movie. I cannot believe they targeted that movie for children.
If I
You
want
haven't
to go,
seen it and you hate it?
if I want to go
sound like me.
outside and be sweaty and dig a hole, guess what? We live in Texas. We can just do that. Like I don't need to watch a movie about that.
This is an interesting argument.
That used to be my argument against Transformers.
I was gonna say, what's with Shia LaBeouf and being in like desert sweaty movies?
well, Bad Boys, Transformers, and Holes are all directed by Michael Bay. They're kind of his purest vision of cinema, in his
You're
words.
almost right. About said 3 different movies.
Well, technically, it's like
He's pushing a lot of
way more
confidence.
than that.
forward.
It's like
What are
10
you,
movies.
you're saying way more than that? Way more than what?
It's just way more.
I'm just
than
saying there's more. I'm saying that there's more Transformers and
Oh yeah, yeah.
there's just more movies.
So I guess all 3 that Shia's in plus Holes. Shia's not in Bad Boys. Megan Fox is in Bad Boys 2.
As a minor, right?
Yeah, she like had to. I don't know if I barely paid attention to Bad Boys 2. It was fucking terrible. I think either in the movie she washes someone's car in a bikini, or she did that for Michael Bay in real life to get that role. I could be way off, but I'm pretty sure that happened. And yeah, she was like a teenager. So yeah, Bad Boys Ride or Die though, the fourth one. That's the best one. That's the only one. That's the only one I own on Blu-ray.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, yes, dude, the line. We got it in.
Yep.
He said it.
That's why I looked at the camera when I said that.
It's the only one. I haven't seen any of those movies, but I feel like
The fourth one's the only one worth it.
I feel like,
in my opinion,
is there a scene? I don't know if you described this to me or if someone else did, that Will Smith hits on a dead body.
Oh my god! Yeah, they're like looking for something, some bullshit. I don't know, drugs or something, and they like go to a morgue, and he uncovers a dead body, and of course it's Michael Bay. She has like
I thought you were saying he is the dead body.
No, that'd be less tasteless than what it was. It was a woman, a dead body, a woman with like huge tits, and yeah, Will Smith is like, oh, it's like he's almost tempted to like play with them. It's a fucking dead body.
That's a corpse.
It was so. When I saw this, I was like, that is some next level unhinged Michael Bay isms right there. You don't get stuff like that in Bad Boys Ride or Die, or the third one, which is called For Life.
I was gonna say or
But
Revenge
that
of
one's
the Fallen,
not.
but that's probably the worst with being egregiously
Racist?
well. Yeah, that. But also, I remember you said this. We were literally, I don't remember how old we were, but we were like in middle school maybe, and you said that Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen has a juvenile sense of humor.
It does. I think you could say that about most of Michael Bay's movies, but specifically Revenge of the Fallen, like, to sound as boomer as I can, the humor is so juvenile. Like, hey, let's get a little Transformer to hump Megan Fox's leg. Like,
that does happen.
That means the fact though that you said that in between the ages of 9 and 13 is what blows my mind.
Did you just look up what you?
It came out in 2009.
Oh, you were just
if a 10-year-old can tell you that your humor in your movie is juvenile, you are Michael Bay. That's the only person that could do something.
which camera
like that.
just turned off? What's you guys' favorite Christmas?
Oh yeah, so we were
ever.
talking about Christmas stuff, and then we got completely unhinged for a minute.
Yeah.
Did you say your Spider-Man thing? Did you just steal the same one he had?
It was Miles Morales.
Yeah, I said
okay,
Miles
so you
Morales
basically
specifically.
just
Did
stole
you
his.
actually give an answer?
You
You just said you wanted to talk about the
I'm
game.
honestly, again, I'm not the biggest Spider-Man fan personally, but I think this is becoming my Christmas memory is playing Spider-Man for the first time because it's really that good. And it blows my mind that there are not more better superhero games because that game is like everything about the swinging like needs almost no improvement. Like it blows my mind.
They
that
nailed the
all
swinging.
of New York is gigantic. Swinging around the city, you could do it for 8 hours and never
Yeah.
do anything. It's that fun.
What about Lego Marvel Superheroes?
Okay,
The swinging in that, or like
that
the
walks
whole
so this game could run. Okay.
Okay, yeah,
I'm
let's
not
make it
gonna-
sure because that game, a lot of heroes and pretty good swinging. I would say for Spider-Man.
in that
too.
game, they built.
have you
New
played
York?
it? What is it?
I have played the swinging in Lego Marvel Superheroes sucks.
Yeah, but that was kind of like a test for Marvel Spider-Man.
I'd argue the Amazing Spider-Man 2's games swinging was better.
I actually haven't played those, so
That's a terrible game,
I only
but
remember older ones.
I think I remember you could press the triggers and it would swing left to right based off of that. That was a cool idea, poorly
Oh,
executed.
like you would swing in that direction.
yeah. So
That-
he would shoot the web with his left hand if you hit the left trigger. That's a cool idea.
See,
But I don't think it was well executed. But interesting idea. Definitely better than Lego Marvel Superheroes.
It just sounds like you have a lot of hate
the
for Lego
swinging,
Marvel
the swinging,
Superheroes.
not the rest of the
this
game.
the Lego Marvel Superheroes. The first one is a great
awesome.
game. It's probably one of the best Lego games ever.
That might actually be a Christmas Spider-Man memory, actually, because I got that
true.
for Christmas the year I got my PS4
oh my god,
for Christmas.
You know what? I did too. I got it that same exact year.
Dude, so we have the same one.
Dude, I remember it was Christmas at my grandma's house, and everybody would like take a nap.
Mine too.
Dude,
Everybody would take a nap in the middle of the
everyone was asleep, and I was playing as Mr. Fantastic against Dr. Octopus, that level where he's going around the Daily Bugle.
Yeah.
That
you
was
played as Mr. Fantastic?
I think it was Mr. Fantastic. I guess Spider-Man was there too. And Spider-Man was near me.
Yeah.
Spider-Man adjacent.
The only difference with mine is that I played it in my grandparents' bedroom because everyone was watching probably A Christmas Story.
I'm not even kidding. I feel like that memory is in my grandma's bedroom.
Yeah.
And everybody was doing something. That's crazy.
Everyone was in the living room either asleep or they were watching A Christmas Story, which, hot take, that's a fucking terrible movie. Overrated as fuck.
Hey,
Not
but
good at all.
Shout out to, we used to be friends with the kid from The Christmas Story in middle school. I'm not going to use his name, but he used to wear the same hoodie every day. And he loved Five Nights at Freddy's.
All you had to say was love Five Nights at Freddy's.
My mind was already on him, but I was like, am I thinking of the right guy? I was thinking of the right guy. Yeah. Yeah,
very similar person. Yeah.
We did go to middle school with him. But yeah, Christmas Story, terrible movie. It's my dad's favorite Christmas movie.
I wouldn't say it's overrated.
I would say it's beyond overrated.
I mean, that it's a bad movie. I think it is overrated, 100%. My
Okay.
stepdad watches it every Christmas morning. They put it on every Christmas morning. I guarantee I go there this year to visit them in the morning, and I'm going to walk in, and A Christmas Story is going to be on.
My dad watches the 24-hour broadcast of it on like TBS.
That's crazy.
That is
a
crazy.
24-hour broadcast is insane.
It's either Christmas Eve or Christmas
On
Day.
repeat.
And yeah, I would rather
Yeah, what?
and for some reason the like sound mixing of A Christmas Story, the way everyone sounds.
There's so many better movies than A Christmas Story.
Within the Christmas genre, which that could be the next topic here in a second. But I was playing Lego Marvel Superheroes, but since that was also my first Blu-ray player, I like went to Walmart. I think like that day, it was either Christmas Day or the day after Christmas, and I bought 21 Jump Street. So I went between playing Lego Marvel Superheroes, Battlefield 4, and Lego Marvel Superheroes. At that time, my parents were still like, they still thought I believed in Santa, but I was 13. And
What are you trying to say there?
Here's the thing. I'm just going to touch on this. You can be a Santa denier all you want, okay? But
Yeah, what was that
It's hard-
statement? I still believe, like I used to still believe it.
you can...
what?
If you stand by that, that's fine. Like, I know a lot of people do. But
Interesting.
A lot of people what?
still think that
Deny that
Santa's
Santa
not
exists.
real. But I think that's crazy.
Okay, anyways, what was going to be my Santa gift was Battlefield 4, but I found
What
it in my...
what was that? Why do you keep doing that? What was this, dude?
I found...
my Santa gift.
Because it was my gift from Santa.
Stop
but
doing it.
really,
Yeah, that's
it
what
was
it was.
in my
Stop
mom's
doing that.
car console.
You know, that's
Because
the-
Santa put it there, dude. Or she probably got it.
No, she forgot that it was in there, and she asked me to get something, and I opened it, and I was reaching for it. She quickly, like, slammed it shut, and she was like, if you saw it, you're not getting it. And I was like, well, I definitely saw it, and I did get it.
This
Was
is-
that
You saw it, you're not
maybe evidence?
If you
as
had
a
the bell
child-
from the Polar Express, you wouldn't be able to hear it.
No, I wouldn't. No. You see, my dad accidentally ruined it for my brother because when he was still pretty young, I was even younger, and my dad tells him, I guess my dad just assumed he already figured it out, and my dad said, just play along for him. And my brother was like, what?
Just play
And my
along.
dad was like, oh, crap. So, yeah, my parents were just like, we'll just let Carson figure it out. So, yeah, I was way too old when I figured it out. But anyways, yeah, it was I went between playing Lego Marvel Superheroes, Battlefield 4, and watching
Just play
21
along
Jump
with it.
Street.
That is no offense to your dad, but that's a very your dad story.
That
Like,
It
is
is. It's
the
very
most
far.
my dad story. That is like the most my dad thing possible. If you tell him something that's meant to be maybe a little confidential, he'll bring it up next time he sees whoever it is you were talking about, as if that was just like a funny thing you said. Like if I told my dad, I was like, hey, Connor's really stupid and he's insecure about it. I don't know. Next time my dad sees you, he'll be like, hey, he just said the funniest thing. He said you're insecure about being stupid. That's what he would
And
do.
you're like, Dad,
it's like, Dad, stop.
His Connor's running out of the house crying.
Yeah.
that's the one thing I'm insecure about.
That's why you're insecure
I
about
feel
being
like
stupid.
in my head, I was like, you'd tell your dad, you're like, yeah, me and my wife are fighting. And next time he saw you guys, like, you guys still fighting? It's like, dude,
that's actually a way better example
that-
than that you're insecure about being stupid.
Shout out to who will be doing the sports episode of this podcast, which will be Zach and our dads.
Yeah. Zach, you can host that episode if you want. I don't know.
I'm sure it'd be great. It'd be nice to have them both on the couch next to each other.
Yeah.
If we did do that.
But remember, you have to say that it's us. Like,
Yeah, you
there's
gotta pretend.
It'd be
It's
nice
us.
to have you guys both on the couch talking about sports.
Good. There you go.
Yeah,
dude.
does
You're
that-
starting fresh.
Did that go over his head?
Oh my God, no!
Yes.
You said on the couch. Is this the casting couch?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
it's not a
We
leather
said that
couch.
the first day when Zach was sitting in the middle by himself.
I forgot.
I feel like you were gonna ask best Christmas movie or overrated Christmas movie.
Let's do both.
Okay,
What do you say is the best, worst, most overrated?
most overrated.
Or
You pointed at Zach, and then I was like, "I'll go first."
Whoever wants to go first.
You're already going. Go
This
with
is gonna get me in a lot of trouble, both with Liz knows, but her dad, he doesn't want to hear this. I do not like Christmas Vacation. I think it sucks. I think that Chevy Chase is so unlikable as that character. He's a pervert.
Yep.
He's joking about cheating on his wife. He's like crazy. He's an asshole. Like there's nothing about him that's redeeming or likable.
I could not agree more. I full 100% agree. The Vacation series is trash. Chevy Chase is trash.
You just knocked out 2 classic Christmas movies.
Why are they classics? Is it because of people our dad's age? Is it because of Gen X and boomers?
I think
so.
that's why, because there's
Yes, I
if
mean
you were
that
to watch
is
it,
obviously why. I don't know why you have to even. No, yeah, it is, and I think I definitely could see why a lot of those movies just get passed down through the ages because of
there-
this situation.
I hope
there's
they
some
end
good
with
jokes,
us.
but like for me, if you're gonna make a comedy, like I have to have something more than just back-to-back jokes and an unlikable main character. That's
Yeah,
And-
Chevy Chase is such an unlikable person. If you like listen to anything the Community cast had to say about him,
it's horrible.
oh, he sounds like a nightmare. That's why. I mean, I don't know. It's just he has like no range. It's like the way he delivers all of his lines is just like, oh, I'm a smug asshole. Has the most punchable face too.
Yeah, that's true. What do you think about that take?
Yeah.
Zach?
What do you think of Christmas Vacation?
I've never been a huge fan of it
All right.
necessarily. But I could see the nostalgia for some people.
And I respect that. It's just as someone
I always just saw it as not really my Christmas movie that I would enjoy watching. So
I
like
didn't
the
grow up
intro.
watching it.
yeah, I probably saw it because I think he would always play A Christmas Story and Christmas Vacation.
oh my
So
god!
it'd go back
do we
and
all
forth.
have the same dads?
So
Yeah.
I honestly just didn't vibe with them that much because they were overplayed for me.
Yeah.
Regardless, So.
Same.
What do you think is your number one like overrated? That aren't
Overrated?
these two.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not fair. Those are the two
Those
biggest
are the
ones.
two.
Those are definitely the. But what would you say is the third most?
Elf.
Whoa.
You know what?
I think it's overrated. I don't hate it. I think it's a good movie,
It might be a little overhyped.
but I think it's very overhyped.
I think
I do love the beginning of it when they're in the North
Christmas
Pole.
Land?
Yeah, Christmas Land and everything.
I
and all
love the North Pole in that.
I do love that, but I do think it's overrated.
I think for
might be
nostalgia's
a little
sake,
bit.
that's why it can be revisited so often. But Liz didn't grow up watching Elf, and she's not a huge fan of it. She loves Christmas everything. So
I don't necessarily know. I think it's probably just because it's been overplayed and I've seen it so often, like every Christmas.
It's our
and
generation's Christmas
Yeah,
story.
and it's everywhere
Yeah.
because every year, even like grocery stores, they'll push out their Home Alone cookies, their Elf cookies, their
I
Elf
fuck with Home
creamers.
Alone.
I do love Home Alone. That's
Home Alone
probably
is
one of my favorite.
timeless. That will never
I do love
become
that.
overrated, in my opinion.
No, I completely agree with that
Would
one.
you
I think
compare
if
My
I had
Home
to
voice
Alone?
choose-
almost cracked. That was so close.
hey, you gotta I own it on Blu-ray before your voice cracked. So that's a win.
I don't
So
have
far.
the Home Alone movies on Blu-ray, but I do have, I think, 2 copies of the first 2 each on VHS. And,
That's honestly
That's
better
more
than
of a
having
flex,
it on
like-
Blu-ray.
well, I also have 1 copy of each on DVD of the first 2. The only 2 that exist. I don't think they ever made a 3rd, 4th, or 5th, or 6th.
Nope.
Ever.
VHS
Didn't
is a
happen.
wild flex in 2024, though,
Thank you.
and 2025 especially.
Do you have
I-
any VHS tapes, Zach?
Do I own any currently?
Yeah.
At the moment, no. They're at my mom's house. If
This
we
is-
still have any.
This might be very shocking to you guys. Shocking admission to the audience as well. I still have my original Shrek VHS
That's-
and Monsters
That's
Inc.
not shocking at all.
That's-
I would be more shocked if you didn't.
If the answer was no,
Yeah.
Any movie I've ever owned, I still have.
it's somewhere.
It's somewhere. Well, no, that's not true. I don't have Batman versus Superman anymore because I never knew why I bought it.
That was
Because it's
real-
a bad movie.
I don't know I need to use a different name, but his name is the noise that he makes when he talks. But
His name is the.
it's a very. Can I just say it? Edit. Okay, edit this out because I'm gonna say it to Zach.
Oh.
It's a very move to be like, I don't like this, but I'm gonna buy it.
Well, I
That-
wanted
He
to
did do that with.
with a
Yeah,
lot
a lot
of
of
things
things, not-
actually.
Yeah, I
It
was gonna
wasn't
name
one
one
thing.
thing, but I think it was a lot of things. Yeah.
So your most overrated movie is or Christmas movie
Elf.
Elf.
My most favorite Christmas movie, my favorite,
Also Elf.
Die Hard.
is Christmas Vacation. No,
It's
no,
Iron Man 3.
No, it's The Grinch with Jim Carrey.
The Jim Carrey Grinch is your
Yeah.
favorite?
I think that's having the opposite effect of like Christmas Vacation and Christmas Story. I
It's-
think that's getting better with time.
I love it.
I think that
honestly,
movie
it's
is
hilarious.
so funny.
That it's between that and Home Alone, but I always come back to The Grinch. I just love The Grinch.
So
Yeah.
you're telling me that The Grinch is something that resonates with you that you like, and it has music in it. It's not a musical, but Wicked isn't. You realize it's the same.
It
The
kind
same.
of is the
It's
same.
exactly the same.
Did I see The
green-
Grinch? I mean, Home Alone. No, I didn't. I
A
don't
green
think it's the same
person
at all. I
that
think the
everyone
performances-
hates.
But
and there's
then-
music.
Yeah, and
Come on.
they're the main character. They're like the tragic hero. because
Something
they're
about
mean.
like
Then maybe
government.
there's something else that I'm missing that I just don't like about Wicked, and I can't
Maybe
pinpoint.
it's just part two. You haven't seen
It's
the full
that,
story.
yeah. I haven't seen the entire story put together, or maybe it's because I don't have like a broader perspective of it.
You know, I
because
bet-
you guys do have the arbitrary sense of going and seeing Broadway.
I was gonna say, I think that's why. I think that's definitely a big chunk of why I liked Wicked as much as I did.
Because you're
Anyways,
sitting there
we didn't get
comparing
off
it
of-
to the
Yeah,
Please,
get off of
last
Wicked,
episode-
please, for the love of God, stop bringing up Wicked.
We're done.
There
We're
are
done.
a million trillion different topics we could talk about. We don't have to talk about Wicked
This will
over
be
and over.
the
and over.
CheezCast will be known as the podcast where we talk about Wicked
Every
single
episode.
I cannot wait till it gets to the point where Zach just has a full-on breakdown.
I
like
snap.
beyond that, like
We get to like episode 5.
Screaming
you guys
or
bring it
just
up
like
again.
this?
Either one, until we see tears coming out of his eyes, we're going to keep bringing up Wicked.
Episode 112 or something,
and
and,
that's
I'm
the
just
thing,
you guys
like-
bring it up.
At this time next year, we're gonna have to bring it back up when part
Yeah.
2 comes. Anyways, oh my god, I'm so sorry. We're
Your favorite Christmas movie is The
It's
Grinch.
the Grinch with Jim Carrey.
That's awesome.
coincidentally
You go next. What is yours?
my overrated Christmas story. And I also agree, Christmas Vacation for sure.
I feel like I wanted to say Krampus too.
one of
Krampus
your
is
favorites?
just bad.
I like Krampus.
Oh,
I know he's bad. I know he's a bad guy.
I thought you
Ah.
meant
Yeah.
like for overrated or like bad Christmas movie. I'm so sorry.
You're so aggressive with that. Krampus is just bad, okay, dude?
No,
It's not Wicked love.
I don't like the movie at all. But my favorite episode of American Dad is the Krampus episode. I watch it every Christmas. Funniest episode of that.
That is
entire
your
show.
tradition, is watching
Really?
that.
I just voice cracked.
We did it. How long did we go?
38 minutes.
30. That was pretty
Wow,
good.
38 minutes. We're doing good on time. Anyways, yeah, that's my favorite. Like, I guess you could say it's my favorite Christmas special.
Okay.
It's called Menstrual Krampus. The episode is. Love that episode. Yeah, that is a tradition. But yeah, most overrated, definitely Christmas Story. I think my favorite. That was awful.
That was disgusting.
That sounded painful. Like
it
just
kind of
blood.
was, yeah. What would be my favorite?
This is the one person we ask who the favorite movie is.
Also,
It has
this
to
was
be
your
him.
idea.
Yeah, and you didn't have one locked and loaded.
This whole operation was your idea. This whole idea was your idea.
The
Everything
Santa
that is
Claus-
happening right now is your idea.
The Santa Claus 2.
Really?
That is my favorite one.
Honestly, I'm surprised I didn't bring up a Santa Claus movie because I do actually thoroughly enjoy those.
Those
They're
are
I
very
really
think that
nostalgic.
is one of the strangest trilogies in cinema
is.
history.
It is.
But the Santa Claus 2, that is the Dark Knight of Christmas movies, I think.
I think you might not be wrong. It's at least one of the scariest.
The second one? Oh, the like where he's like plastic. That is, and he's like Hitler.
Yeah.
He's like Santa Hitler. That's not my favorite
He's like
part
plastic
of the movie.
robot Santa Hitler.
I think the best parts of the Santa Claus 2 is actually when you take away the like magical, whimsical North Pole elements. When it's just like basically a rom-com with Tim Allen and I forget the actress who played Carol's name. When it's just like a Christmas themed like rom-com with them two. It's a pretty solid movie.
Well, dude, all three of those I feel like really touched on kind of. I didn't realize as a kid because that's like about a divorced dad, like trying to be a better dad.
That's the first
like,
one.
That's
the thing about the first one is most of the movie doesn't even take place around Christmas. It's like a year-round story. He's just slowly transforming. It's like The Fly, but instead of a grotesque
like
monster, he's turning into Santa Claus.
in the same respect that I swear I'm done after this. That Transformers and Wicked are the same thing. The Fly and Santa Claus are the same thing.
But no, the Santa Claus 2, the scene where he's at Carol's like staff Christmas party and it's all gloomy and everyone's miserable because when you're an adult you don't have Christmas spirit, which I can also touch on in a moment.
I mean, you could just take a look at your apartment. There ain't no Christmas spirit here, dude.
Yeah, like Nutcracker, not mine. Connor brought it.
That was donated.
I don't want to keep it.
Okay, it's donated for the episode.
I've been meaning to get a Christmas tree, but I don't give a shit. This year literally has not felt like a normal year
He
one
also
bit.
does not believe in Santa Claus. I want that on the record.
Oh my god, this fucking camera. Anyways, the scene where they're at the office Christmas party or the staff Christmas party, it's all gloomy, and he uses like what little bit of Santa magic that he still has and gifts everyone their favorite toys from when they were a kid and like livens the party up. That is cinema. That scene, like, it chokes me up. It doesn't choke me up, but I just watch it and I'm like,
This is a very interesting take.
You're like, this
cinema.
They used to make me feel something when I believed in Santa.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that's the
like
scene.
the one scene from a movie, like you chose a movie about Santa Claus,
well, yeah.
About
and
Santa
your favorite
deniers.
scene from that is him, being Santa, being the most Santa you could be in.
That's
situation.
the thing. Like that scene, like just the fact that
It's a very psychologically.
these goddamn cameras.
It's a very psychologically driven problem of him not being able to like. He wants to have
Your soul
that
yearns for
nostalgia.
Santa, but your mind can't wrap your head around him.
Yeah.
It's the nostalgia, man. Like Christmas as an adult, it's just nostalgia at that
I
point.
agree that for the most part, I don't think Christmas has felt very Christmassy because people just don't know how to get into that spirit, and a lot of us are getting to that age
Yeah.
where we have to develop a lot of those traditions on our own.
I'm
And-
going to let you finish your guys' thoughts on that, and then I'll weigh in on that because I have a different perspective.
You're going to.
Because
But-
my thoughts do kind of change toward the end here because my dad doesn't do a bunch on it, unfortunately. Like, there's not a ton of Christmas decoration. It's kind of getting there. My grandma, though, has started doing more, and when you go to her house, it's incredible. I love it. It's
Dude, there's,
fantastic. Her
like, nothing-
restroom, you walk in there, the Grinch themed. It's got Christmas.
Is that you
decorations
that
everywhere.
said that she has a Grinch bathroom?
Yeah, it's incredible. It's the shower curtain right above the toilet. It has a sign that says "Stink, Steak, Stunk," and there's shelves, and there's like little different Grinches everywhere. It's awesome. Love
Nothing
it.
beats a white grandma's Christmas
It's
decoration.
incredible. And she still has all of our Christmas decorations that we made in like kindergarten.
Oh,
Dude,
I love that. That's how my mom is.
There is one thing that can, as at least on that level, it's a white grandpa's Christmas collection. I gotta say this because so my wife Liz, her dad, they've always been all about Christmas. Like they decorated their whole yard. Like they put inflatables. The newspaper would come and take pictures every year. Well, now he just puts his stuff in the house. In his living room, there is Mickey Mouse, full size, like I'm talking as big as Mickey Mouse probably would be in real life. Mickey, Minnie, Donald, like a 6 foot tall Santa.
and that's
a
meant for the
reindeer.
yard.
It's
How does that all fit in the living room?
Dude, you walk in and you get kind of scared because there's a full size, and they're all animatronics. They move and talk and sing.
That's
oh
wild.
no!
It's so cool. He has a giant nutcracker that's literally,
Size of the shelf.
yeah, it's as tall as that shelf.
Yo, my mom like made nutcrackers as big as she made their eyes match mine and my brother's eyes because mine are brown, his are blue.
That's
I don't
horrifying.
like that.
That's
I don't like that
horrifying.
one bit.
That's very long
The
legs.
intentions-
type
It's like my
beat.
mom.
Yes,
My
yeah.
mom used to wish that we were nutcrackers.
Yeah,
It's like,
'cause I think the gesture is very sweet, and her heart. I literally am not questioning what place her heart was in, but my God, whenever I was telling my girlfriend's mom about it, she said, "Well, you know what that means, right?" And I said that I did not know what that meant, or where she was going with that. And I said, "Does that mean that mine and my brother's bodies are going to be stuffed inside of them when we die?" I went full Five Nights at Freddy's. No, she just meant that like we're attached to it and we're gonna have to take them for ourselves one day. That's not fucking happening. I'm not taking that
from
in.
choosing two of the most common eye colors to put onto some.
Well, it's specifically to mimic mine and my
Yeah,
brother's.
because
I
of the
thought
thought that was
when you
put
said
into
your
it,
eyes
right?
match, I thought your mom like took a like really close up
Yes.
picture and like repainted
made
your
it
eyes.
photorealistic, made it very fleshy. No, just matched
ruining
the fact
nutcrackers
that.
for me, dude.
Did you like love them beforehand?
I've always wanted to see
I
a
do.
nutcracker.
That's
Yeah, I
true.
haven't.
You have said that.
You know
Oh,
why?
but
Because
Wicked.
you're-
I don't like musicals, but let's go see a ballet.
Okay, he told himself.
Let me think. I love the Nutcracker. Dude. I didn't
don't-
know that you wanted to see the Nutcracker.
I don't think
That's sick.
musicals like. I think. I'm not getting into this point.
No,
right now.
we can-
I'm not getting into this.
You don't have
point
to
right
touch it. It's okay.
Dude, Nutcracker in the Four Realms.
I would
that's a
love to
sick
see not
movie.
that. I would
That-
love to see
okay.
the Nutcracker.
Listen, I rewatched a couple of Christmas movies recently. Rewatched Jingle All the Way. So funny.
Hilarious.
I just have to. This blew my mind. There's a scene because in Jingle All the Way, as a kid, I like didn't really remember movie that includes bomb threats, felons like committing felonies,
Arson, I think.
Arson. Well, the bomb goes off. It's real.
But he like sets fire to their neighbors.
Oh, he did. He does set fire to the neighbor's house. Animal abuse. He punches a reindeer
Breaking and
in the
entering?
face. He goes. This is the scene that got me. I was like, who? It was Chris Columbus was the producer. But like, I was like, who made this? Because
Did he direct it?
no, he just
No, I
produced
didn't
it.
think so. Okay.
But Arnold basically, they're like, hey, if you say all of Santa's reindeer at the radio station, you will get a Turbo Man. And so his car gets completely, like, they steal the tires, they break the windows, like, they destroy his car for no reason. Just some strangers do it. So he's running to this radio station, and he's like banging on the glass. He's like, I know the name. And he kicks the door open and the door hits the wall and the glass breaks on the door.
DJ like hides from him because the fucking Terminator just broke into his studio.
It's such a small moment that they're not trying to call attention to, but like,
How can you not call attention
he
to that?
broke the door and then the glass broke when it hit the wall. Like that just blew my mind. He could have just ran through the wall at that point. Like that joke caught me so off guard.
I think one of the most overlooked jokes from that same movie is Myron's first scene. Sinbad as that character, one of the best castings ever. And it's when he's like complaining about basically all of his responsibilities and he just gets louder and louder. And then he just grabs this like short old woman and just starts screaming at her. And then like realizes everyone's looking at him.
He has, and not just screaming at her, his hands are on her throat, like he's shaking her by the throat.
He's grabbing her. I don't even know what he's saying, but he's just screaming and yelling and then just grabs a little.
He said, I know that something he said in there was like, I don't know why he took it there. I think it was a racist thing. Like he like said something. He's like,
Probably for a PG rated movie, it gets like weirdly adult. I mean,
although, okay, for that movie, I kind of feel like it's the perfect Christmas movie for like a teenager or a middle school kid, because just as things are getting a little too heavy, someone gets punched in the face. Like that's every couple of minutes, like his neighbor like is trying to get with his wife.
That's what I was gonna say.
And
yeah,
he's like making his moves on her, and she grabs a thing of eggnog and she busts it into his face. And that's the end of that interaction.
It's reduced to him just being like, "Well, that didn't work out the way I hoped." Like
and
that's where the scene
whole
ends.
movie between them, it's like building on this tension. Like, oh, is
Yeah.
she maybe gonna cheat on him? And then she doesn't. She just hits him in the face, and then it's over. Like that's it.
I love I mean, it's iconic when he's like, "Put the cookie down now," like screaming it on the phone. That is an iconic moment. But you see what I love about Jingle All the Way, both in a good and so bad it's good way, is that genuinely pretty much the entire movie up until the third act is like a fairly relatable if you're a parent who, has ever procrastinated getting the hottest action figure or toy for Christmas. Oh my God, fucking Jake Lloyd. Whew.
Yeah.
Anyways, and it's like
Skywalker.
it's just him being a stressed out dad. And then at the end, when he's dressed as Turbo Man, it becomes like an actual superhero action movie. In what universe do they give a parade character an operating jetpack?
Like,
what the fuck?
I used to think
Apparently,
that
the Jingle All the Way.
That
universe.
ending is so weird.
I used to think that until I rewatched it. Just recently. First of all, he's straight up. He also has like the most least Arnold name. His name is like
Howard.
Howard. Yeah, his name is Howard.
Howard.
This guy Howard is actually a good dad, and he just has messed up a couple times. Like,
I agree. Yeah.
He literally is not a bad. He's going through everything he can on Christmas Eve.
I mean,
to try to
every
fix his
store
mistake.
in Chicago? It's a city. Regardless, it's like super stressful.
He goes to the Mall of America, so I think it's in
Oh, that'd be
Vermont?
Minnesota.
You're right.
Minnesota?
I don't know why I said Vermont. It's not even right. But he's a good guy. Just horrible stuff happens to him the whole time. But honestly, the fact that he goes to a bootleg, like they're making fake toys in North Pole with a bunch of Santas and gets beat up.
Impersonates an officer.
He impersonates a police officer. He gets tased in the nuts and like gets up afterwards.
And he like punches a little Santa like across the room.
To me, I used to think him getting powers at the end was crazy. That whole movie is crazy.
That was
from
my
beginning to
favorite
end.
part. But like watching it now, it's like, wait, what the fuck are we doing here?
I also like the only line of dialogue they really give to it. They're like, "Hey, we're so glad you could fill in. It was a freak accident what happened to the last guy, but here's your suit."
We don't know what happened. I guess
Could have been anything.
They said
I guess
his
we could assume that he probably got hurt because they gave him an
a
operating jetpack.
They said that he
we don't know what happened to the guy.
Do we even
'Cause
have
we had him
jetpacks
strapped
like
to this
that
jet-
in real life today?
No, but also, I don't think we have a man who's willing to read. Well, no, we do have people that are.
I was going to say, are you
gonna
sure
say,
about that?
He that
we
reached,
definitely-
he that reached tried to reach into the mouth of a child that he didn't know to get a ball that might have gotten a Turbo Man doll.
Oh my god, I forgot about
And all the parents, instead of like calling the cops, just start beating him up.
I just want the Turbo Man.
Anyway,
He says pervert.
Jingle All the Way. It's not my
still-
favorite Christmas
Yeah,
movie, but I watched it the other day and it was
That's one of my
really funny.
favorites.
Liz had never seen it, and she's like, "This is everything I love in a movie." Like, she was such a fan of it.
I loved watching it at my grandma's house, and of course, being a child, you look at that Turbo Man doll. It's like, I want that. You guys know this story. This is for the listeners.
Yeah.
I wanted that Turbo Man doll so bad. My grandma is not someone who like enjoys things, not typically. And when I would ask my mom, like, can you get me that Turbo Man doll, which I know it's a thing now, and I've been meaning to get my hands on one.
But at that point in time,
No. The movie was only like 5 years old at this point in time. Maybe a little more. But yeah, when I would ask my mom for one, she would just say, I'll look. Clearly, she wasn't going to look because it didn't exist. But my grandma, as harshly as she could, would just straight up say, it does not exist. So funny.
to you, not to
me.
your mom, to you
me.
as a child.
And yeah, my mom's like, no, we'll look for it. We'll look for it. It does not exist. It does now, Grandma. You have to say about that, bitch.
Dude, that's she probably put those Santa denier words in
Yeah.
your head. You're like,
Oh,
hey, Santa
man.
can bring me a toy. He does not exist.
No,
That
she
descent
had
into your own head, dude.
they had a Santa animatronic. It's terrifying to look at now, but that was like my favorite thing as a kid. He's saying Jingle Bells, and actually he just sang Jingle Bells, but he like swayed
I thought
side
you
to
said
side.
he's saying jingle bells. Like
He's
Santa
just saying the
silently,
words, yeah.
Jingle bells,
Jingle bells, jingle bells.
Said it.
He does it like a slam poetry reading. Oh my God, poetry to get slammed by Christmas edition. You guys just dramatically say Jingle Bells.
That's it. It's
Just
just
we're
Jingle Bells.
Silent
Yeah.
night, holy night.
Holy night.
Just do this.
Good night.
You do Christmas songs. Frosty.
Silent night,
The
more like
snowman.
every night
I cried.
is silent. Or I cry. Oh my God, that's actually good, dude. See, this is why you guys did the slam poetry, and I just filmed it.
Said
and
you
got
guys.
roasted.
He's the one that's.
You did slam poetry. Elron the man did slam
I
poetry.
didn't do any
that
slam
wasn't
poetry.
you.
Okay, the Zach did slam poetry.
Also was not me.
That was exclusive
That is-
for those.
Yeah,
who
but that was
saw
really.
live.
It was me, but that end was pretty bad. It was pretty rough.
It was an exclusive for the live people.
Yeah,
They were who were lucky
Wasn't
enough.
a good bonus.
It's fine. Anyway,
it's good.
I think
It's all right.
I think the definitive worst Christmas movie ever made. Probably some Hallmark Christmas movie.
Mediocre.
Oh, you want to know the
Hallmark
best
movie?
Christmas movie? Zach, you're gonna love this one.
Christmas Mail.
No, the real best Christmas movie is the Christmas Carol, the one that's on Netflix, the animated one, not the Jim Carrey scary one.
What?
It's the one with Luke Evans. It's a musical. I got you, Zach.
Oh, wow. I've never seen that one, so
It's
fun.
freaking good, dude. It's so good.
It's mediocre at
It
best.
kind of is. Okay, let me tell you this concept.
Okay.
It's kind of playing on the idea that the ghost. You familiar with the Christmas Carol?
Yeah.
I-
Do you know
yeah,
about
I
that
The
am.
ghost
story?
of
I am
Christmas
aware of the
Past
Christmas
is a
Carol.
Okay.
ghost, and all of them are ghosts or whatever. In this version, the ghost of Christmas Past, Present, and Future are kind of. They are saying that they're ghosts, but they're kind of alluding that they're like cosmic beings. Like the ghost of Christmas Present talks about Earth, like it's not the only planet he's been to, and he's also blue. So
It's actually kind of interesting.
it's kind of, and they don't overtly say anything. They're like, I'm from space, but it's kind of like
More ambiguous.
so the ghost of Christmas Present in this movie, the ghost of Christmas Past is like a candle and like changes shape to like memories of other people that you have. The ghost of Christmas Present like lives in this like giant dome with like a bunch of portals that can take him anywhere. And basically he can be present anywhere. And the ghost of Christmas Future is the Grim Reaper and is big and scary. But
I think that's like pretty much every iteration of that ghost.
It's
it's just
the Grim Reaper,
the
yeah.
point is,
I think
is
that's
that
the point, yeah.
it's a really cool.
Wait, so is it actually good?
No, it's really good.
I just assumed it was bad since it was straight to Netflix.
No, it was. I mean, I love it, and I'm also a musical glazer. And Luke Evans plays Scrooge, and he does a really good job.
I like Luke Evans.
He sings a song. I don't know. Okay, in the story, Scrooge had this
Owen Shaw.
woman that he was seeing, and then he stopped seeing her because he's like, I'm too. Hey,
Just falls
because he's
asleep
like,
in the middle.
I'm too
good.
focused on money. And in the story, she's like, hey, look, you gotta like not be a jerk anymore, or else we're not gonna get married. And he was like, whatever, I just love money. And then she walked away. The whole point is that he looks at her and he's like, man, that really could have worked out. In this version, he's witnessing this in the past. She's singing a song from her perspective in the past, and him from the future is singing to her from the past. And it is
To each other.
It is a good song. It's the best song in that musical. It is so good.
I think my favorite
However, it is a musical.
So therefore,
The point is moot.
point is moot.
basically, it sucks is what you're saying.
the point is moot.
I think my favorite interpretation of Charles Dickens'
Is
classic.
the Mickey Mouse one.
No, close.
Mickey Mouse one goes
That one's
hard.
really sad.
That one's real sad.
That one's
You're
hard
not
to
too
watch.
far off. I was gonna say A London Carol, the Sweet Life on Deck Christmas
No
episode,
No shot.
where London goes to her Christmas past back to the Tipton Hotel, and then
Did this
in, like-
actually happen? I didn't know.
You didn't
about
know
this.
that? Yeah. There's an episode of Sweet Life on Deck where London Tipton, she's basically Paris Hilton. Anyways,
She went back to the hotel.
well, so the story. It's like Ghost, Christmas Past, Present, Future. In A London Carol, it was her talking mirror, who used to be voiced. They have since redubbed the voice, but he was voiced by Brian Peck. Did y'all watch Quiet on Set? He's the guy who essayed Drake Bell. And after being like actually found guilty, he ended up working for the Disney Channel on The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. And yeah, he voiced London's talking mirror. But they've since redubbed him. But anyways,
Jesus.
I know.
That's wild.
Very sad, very sad. But yeah, in the episode, her talking mirror takes her to the past, and she's a little girl at the Tipton Hotel, and it's like about how she used to actually do like charity stuff. I guess in her dad's name, because her dad's basically Elon Musk. Right down to the multiple divorces and kids. And apparently he has a space station, which they didn't establish until Sweet Life on Deck. I recently did a huge deep dive on the Sweet Life
I was
of
going to
Zack
say,
and
you
Cody
know,
It was in
about
your
this.
watch
saga. What?
It was in your watch feed.
Yeah, but I did watch like an 8-hour video from. I wish I could shut up.
8-hour video,
Well, it was like 2-3 parts.
but like breaking down.
Yeah,
The
he
lore,
went
that's
episode
wild.
by episode. Very intriguing stuff there. But yeah, in A London Carol, she like sees that she like used to do charity work, and then Christmas Present, she's on the SS Tipton, and is just worried about money and shit. And then they go like 50 years, and they're on the Tipton again, but it's because they were just saving money on sets because it looked exactly the same. And I don't think the cruise ship would actually look the same 50 years after.
Definitely not 50 years out.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Anyways, but her, Zach, Cody, and Bailey are like on like an anniversary trip, but they like want nothing to do with her on Christmas because she's just an old, rich bitch. And so she goes back to the present and gives all her gifts from her dad away to the needy children. But what's hilarious is that her gifts are like expensive jewelry. I don't think those little orphans, I think it's orphans. I don't know. Just needy children. I don't think they want her fucking jewelry.
Hey,
but yeah,
they can resell it though.
that is my favorite. Oh, best incarnation of A Christmas Carol. She is now married or just in a serious relationship with Macaulay Culkin. And a Christmas icon.
Is this your
himself.
legitimate pick for your best iteration of Christmas Carol?
Yeah.
Christmas,
I respect it. I actually think I remember it. The more
The
you
more you
described it, I
describe
felt
it.
like I've
Yeah.
seen it.
I haven't seen it recently.
Okay, Zach, you got to give your best version of Christmas Carol.
Oh, the Mickey Mouse one, 100%.
That is a good.
It's just so sad.
That's
It's hard for me to-
legitimately a good one.
It's really good. It's really fun. Goofy as Marley is really funny. But seeing Tiny Tim,
It's-
who is Mickey Mouse's son, like
That
Mickey
is
go
the
to
part.
Like what?
Mickey
Like,
going to his son's grave to lay his crutch there is so horrible.
It's
Like
so-
who decided that?
no, that Mickey Christmas Carol. Liz and I watched it recently, and like also is about to be parents. I do not want to watch Mickey Mouse put his son to rest
Yeah, why would you
in the cemetery. I remember it being as a kid. I didn't remember it being sad. I remembered it being funny. It's not funny.
It's not.
It's
no.
not at all. It's depressing.
Can we all agree the worst version is the Jim Carrey one?
It's so scary.
Fuck
is-
that version.
terrifying.
I thought that
Awful.
version was a nightmare when I was a kid. Like I thought that I dreamt it. I might have
Yeah.
partially nightmared
It's a
it.
fever dream. I only saw it for the first time like 2 years ago. Me and my girlfriend Chloe watched it, and she like had vague memories of seeing it in theaters
Have
with
you
her
seen it,
family.
Zach?
I've seen it. I didn't see it. When did it come out in theaters?
Like 2008.
Oh, I definitely
like
didn't see it.
I
I've
remember
seen
seeing-
it. I don't remember theaters though.
Do you remember the third act and how horrifying? Well, the whole.
What
thing,
happens in
but
the third act? Because I know I remember Jim Carrey specifically. I remember his face in a lot.
He
of it, but
plays
it's been
all
so
the
long.
ghosts.
He plays all of them and Scrooge.
I remember him specifically as Scrooge, but it's just been so long since I've seen it.
I don't think the idea of Jim Carrey playing all those characters in an animated movie is at all a bad idea. It's the fact that it's both cameras, really. I lost my train of
Jim
thought.
Carrey,
Jim
Christmas
Carrey.
Carol.
Yes, but the problem is it was Robert Zemeckis' weird mocap animation studio that he did with Polar Express. And
It's that weird, like, uncanny valley.
yeah, with the
type
weird
animation.
dead soulless eyes.
Yeah.
Well, and it's
I'm
so
glad
weird 'cause
it's
they
not
all,
a thing anymore.
They all look just like him.
Yeah.
What's the freaking?
Mars Needs Moms.
Nope.
yeah.
That's the other one.
I'm thinking of another character from Christmas Carol. He's like the main guy, and he's just like
Oh, the one in chains?
no, the one that Kermit or Mickey plays in the Muppet
Oh,
Christmas Carol is
Scrooge?
really good. Not Scrooge. I want to say Barty Crouch Jr. That's not his name. His name is Bob Cratchit. Is his name?
Crouch Jr.
Barty
from
Crouch
Harry
Jr.
Potter and the death of or Prisoner of Azkaban and the deathly Azkaban Hallows.
What is this? I just said it. Not Barty Crouch Jr. What's his name? Bob Cratchit.
Cratchit. Is that
The
like,
reason I remember that is because I'm pretty sure Gary Oldman plays Bob Cratchit in this movie.
does he? I like Gary Oldman. He's my favorite
Okay, but you don't
commissioner.
like Gary Oldman like this. He's
No,
scary.
Not particularly.
Okay. Yeah.
He's my favorite Commissioner Gordon.
What about Jeffrey Wright?
He's my second favorite.
Dude,
I love Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon. Apparently, the Batman Part 2 will be set during the winter. I would love a like gothic Christmas themed Batman movie with like Robert Pattinson's Batman
That
and
would
like
go
Mr.
so hard.
Freeze is the villain.
That'd be
Oh,
awesome.
that'd be. I need to watch the Penguin. I haven't watched it yet.
That's apparently where they're introducing the villain, isn't it?
I have no idea.
I heard that's where they're introducing.
More Falcone stuff too.
Yeah.
And like slight. Well, they're alluding to some stuff. I haven't seen a lot of it, but I saw the first couple episodes. So if we were to do a Cheezers production of A Christmas Carol, who would play who? I feel like you would have to be the ghosts.
I'd have to be all of them.
Mickey's
You'd
little.
be Tiny Tim.
Can I be Tiny Tim? No, I gotta be Tiny Tim.
Oh, you.
I think you need. I think you need to be Bob Cratchit
I'm Bob Cratchit.
because I want to be Scrooge. Is the reason why.
Okay, that's
Would
fair.
we expand this to the deeper lore? Not lore, but like the other Cheezers people who have shown up.
I feel like
would we bring in Christian and Sawyer for this?
I feel like Sawyer would be a really funny Ghost of Christmas Past, and Christian as a Ghost of Christmas Present.
Present. I feel like Isaiah would. He's in one. No, he's in 2 videos on the channel.
He is, yeah.
He voices Adolf Lincoln, the ghost, and how we do in the ghost world, and he plays
the name of that ghost.
the god in 2 Snobs and a God. I don't think he's in any more of them. I think he'd make a good Scrooge.
He would be a great Scrooge.
Yeah.
But I think that he would. I don't
I
think
hope
that's
he's
a
not
compliment.
It's because I love you, Isaiah. That's why. If you're listening, actually, he might be editing this.
If you're editing this, don't cut this
If
out.
you don't say anything, that I know you're not really editing it that thoroughly.
and you're just saying, this is good.
Yeah.
This is a test.
Just know
This
I'm
is an
gonna
official
watch
announcement
over it, of course.
Announcing Isaiah as our
Introducing
Scrooge.
Isaiah
also
into
an
the
official
world.
announcement of our Christmas Carol project.
Yeah.
A Cheezers Carol.
A Cheezers Carol. I like that.
Cheezers Carol.
This might actually become a real thing. Like,
Well,
it'd be really
remember
funny.
we had the idea to make a Christmas special back in high school where
Yep.
Elrond was like by a fireplace and was reading a storybook, and we acted it out, and one of them was an elf on the shelf attacking one of us.
That'd be a fun, ambitious project to have Elrond tell a Christmas or a Cheezers Carol, but we all play.
Why
But we
don't
play
we do that?
I feel like it wouldn't be that hard.
I don't know if we could get it out by this Christmas because this episode is
Oh,
meant to be out by
100% no.
Christmas.
I mean, we could finish it next year and then just release it.
I was
on
gonna say
Christmas.
we could film it just throughout the year because winter here, Christmas here, just looks like summer. It's just August part.
Yesterday was the closest
4.
we got to an actual.
I'm
winter.
really surprised that you guys chose a decent title right off the bat.
A Cheezers Carol.
Yeah.
How could? What else are we supposed to do with that title?
Okay,
So,
what
but
you
it's a
guys,
couple
what you
Cs
guys
in our
usually
channels.
do with the
An,
titles.
an Elrond Cheezers Carol.
Oh yeah, you're right. You probably would have come up with something stupid.
I was
I can't think of anything like dumber.
a
worse.
Cheezmas Carol.
I was thinking of
Cheesemas Carol.
I was thinking of Cheesemas Christmas.
Dude, that's actually good.
I like that.
Cheezmas
That
Christmas.
honestly fits the theme of the channel
That does,
better
yeah.
than an actual.
See,
good name.
because
I was gonna
okay,
say what, like an Elrond Miss Carol?
I feel like this is the time to talk about it because this is the freaking, this is the hill that I'll die on forever. Every time we make a video, we come up with a working title, and 9 times out of 10, that just ends up being the
That's what the
final
title
title.
is.
And I always get outvoted by the 2 of you because you guys pick the dumbest titles
they're good. Dude.
ever.
They're good names.
Our first idea for the Elrond movie. Can I say this?
Yeah.
The working title for it was Goodbye Elrond Brick Road, which is a horrible, horrible title.
So
Sound
solid.
off in the comments if you like the title Goodbye Elrond Brick Road.
It's a solid name.
I think so.
That was the name until just recently,
When I decided to name it
Elrond,
Elrond.
which is funnier, but I swear I have to, like, it's like pulling teeth to get a decent title out of these guys.
That's the-
Rod Brick Road.
I still love 10 Freshman Field Lane.
10 Freshman Field Lane is great because it was our first video, but
I also
objectively
get
as a
why-
title, sucks.
I-
It's bad.
Also, most of our titles is what I come up with on the spot. I don't know why I came up with 10 Freshman Field
10
Lane.
Freshman Field Lane.
That was like 2 years after 10 Cloverfield Lane even came out.
Steamboat Willie Nelson was funny.
Well, that was just for y'all's like baby announcement.
Still, you would if it was public, you still would have named it that.
I
It
do
probably still would've been
want
something
to
like that.
make a character named Steamboat Willie Nelson.
Um,
That's a perfect character for Ben Bozeman.
Yes, you're completely right.
I need to talk to him about that.
Goodbye, Elrond Brick Road. Freaking, I know this is an upcoming project. I almost don't want to spoil it, but the Blair Rond project.
The Blair
Dude, the
Rond. I
Blair
love
Rond
that.
project.
That's very Rick
Knowing
and
the
Morty.
joke, it's funny, but off the top, it
Love
was the
it.
first suggestion, and you guys were both on board, and I was like, "Can we please just
It's
think about
it's
it?"
Zach,
a
I'm
solid
glad
For like
name,
you
dude.
were
two
on the-
seconds.
I
I'm
love
glad
that
me and
you
you were
brought
on
up
the-
ranting about this, and your title to throw into the ring is a
A
Cheezmas
Cheezmas
Christmas. I love that. That's your segue into ranting about titles.
Honestly,
Honestly,
I think
though,
about this all the
Cheezmas
time.
Carol is
I do love it.
good.
I love it.
Or a cheese-
That's why I'm annoyed.
See,
What was it?
that's the thing is,
Cheezmas
A
Christmas?
Cheezmas Christmas.
That Cheezmas
I love
Christmas.
that. I love that.
It's funny, and it's kind of becoming our thing that the titles are just whatever.
I like
but
that. Yeah. I'll give more like formal titles for the
Dude,
CheezCast.
I just love that
our podcast is called the CheezCast.
the working title is always like there's a 90% chance it's the final title. The first thing you
Yeah.
think of.
High
there's
School
90%
Musical did
chance.
it. That was the working title, and now it's a whole empire. It's a trilogy. It got
It's
a
an empire.
it got a
Empire.
fucking awful TV show with that gave us Olivia Rodrigo, wonderful, but it also gave us Joshua Bassett. I fucking hate Joshua
On that
Bassett.
note, since you're bringing up musicals again, I think this is a
I
good
didn't-
point
I
for
didn't-
final thoughts.
I didn't
and we
mean to
wrap
do
it
that.
up.
Okay, yeah, let's.
Yeah. Final
wrap
thoughts
it up.
about Christmas.
Zach, what would you rank Wicked from a scale of 1 to 10?
Carson, final thoughts about Christmas. Go.
About Christmas.
About
It's-
Christmas and the future of the CheezCast, potentially.
Christmas is fun when you're a kid. It's boring when you're an adult. Kind of sad when you're an adult because you're wishing you were a kid again. But when your mom asks you what you want for Christmas and you're like, I don't care, I'm an adult.
I don't care is a sad, real answer.
That was a
is
very
sad
real and depressing
reality,
answer.
Yeah. Just like, I don't care. There's people dying in other countries. Think I give a shit what I get for Christmas? No. But yeah, my favorite Christmas was 2011 when 2010 when Tron Legacy came out, and I got a bunch of Tron Legacy stuff. Those are the sickest action figures.
And you're so excited for Tron Ares.
I'm moderately excited. I'm not.
And
If
scared?
it didn't have Jared Leto, I would
Ugh.
legitimately be excited because I saw a little bit
That's
of the
fair.
D23 trailer. There's some cool shots.
Hey, but Jared Leto was in Blade Runner. That's still a great movie.
You're getting off topic. You're getting into Jared Leto.
Sorry,
This
yeah,
is
we were
Christmas.
closing. These are closing
For
remarks.
closing
my bad.
remarks. These are final thoughts. for
yeah,
the
final
podcast.
thoughts. Christmas is great when you're a kid. Enjoy it when you're a kid. It's disheartening and soulless when you're an adult and you just look at all the decorations and you're like, consumerism.
Depressing statements.
Depressing
Connor, final thoughts.
Santa deniers can rot in hell because that's where they're
Ew.
going to end up. Because people who believe in Santa will go to heaven, and Santa
Wait.
is real.
Wait.
I said it, and I stand by that statement. I think Christmas loses its luster whenever you get older, and I think that's my theory. I'll tell you next year, but I think that's part of the joy of having kids is that you get to re-experience Christmas.
That's what I was
again.
thinking. Yeah, you get to become what makes it magical for the kids. And I think
And,
that
yeah.
in and of itself would probably have some level of... Are you and Liz the type to wear matching Christmas pajamas?
Yeah,
I want me and Chloe to do that, but we don't live together, so
you'll get there.
I'd just be wearing Christmas pajamas by myself.
I did that the other night. I was so tired at the end of the day. I was like, time for Christmas PJs. But
I want that so bad. I can't wait for a Christmas where we're just living together. We don't even need kids. Just to have someone else.
It's more fun then.
yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
But yeah, those are my closing remarks. Christmas is great. I love Christmas. Another great song from Christmas Carol the musical. And
Always back. Okay, good remarks. I think that Christmas is what you make of it, and I think a lot of people get lost in the, I don't know, just the trivialness of buying gifts for people, and they forget that the point of it. And I know this is the most stereotypical point for Christmas,
You're
but
gonna
it's to
talk about
spend time
Jesus, dude.
and love your loved ones.
Okay,
I
like
wasn't
that.
going to bring up Jesus. That is technically what Christmas is. But
No,
I
I'm
think
totally
beyond
playing.
that,
That's legitimately...
I genuinely believe beyond it is the atmosphere that you bring to the table with your families. And I think a lot of people get too distracted wanting to buy gifts. Because my mom asked me the other day what I want, and I was like, I just want to actually spend time with family this year and be there.
Whoa.
So I'd rather do any of that and just have fun and
I bet
and
that
be
was
around
like
family.
some sort of a gut punch.
yeah,
Hearing that from our own son, you're like, I want family.
I want to
spend
be
time
around
with
family. Yeah, I mean, legitimately, I just want to be in that atmosphere, and I want to project it. And I definitely, that's why I think, pretending Santa is real. I know. I just admitted that I don't think he's real, but pretending he is real.
If
I'm
there's
gonna
kids,
run now.
have
I know
fun
I'm
in
not
hell.
going to heaven now.
If there's kids watching this for some reason, he is real. He is real.
If there's kids
we're just
watching
being
this-
I'm sorry that
cynical.
I pretended that he wasn't real because I definitely know he is real.
Yeah.
And I think the
Is
fact
real.
that he is real.
Way to connect
Stop.
it.
Let
back
me
to
get
the
my
Bible.
point across.
Hey,
Let me get
hey,
my-
Anyways, go ahead.
My very wholesome point across here. I think that is part of what really helps build the atmosphere for a lot of people and helps them, spread that joy. And spreading that joy is the biggest part. I think it's the best way to end a year and the best way to start a year. So
Best way to spread, say it with me, Christmas cheer
and
and to all a good night.
Queer. Oh wait.
Oh. Santa is real, and Christmas for me is about one thing and one thing only. It's about getting presents.
On that note, thank you for tuning in, Kurds. I
Yeah.
appreciate all of you guys.
The
We all love
Kurdsters.
you. We're hoping that we can keep this going and really project it into the future. So,
Anyways, do we want to give our closing thoughts at the same exact time?
Okay,
Whatever's
okay,
on the
okay.
top of our head right now. 1, 2, 3.
Merry
Always
Cheesemas.